It's time to change the tires on the cargo camper. I'm going to show you why and tell you what we're getting. Check it out. No matter where you want to go, tires take you there. Hey guys, I'm Kevin with Kemp Outside, your inside source for all things outside. Well, it is time to talk tires because it is time to change the tires on the cargo camper. Now, when I bought the cargo camper, I knew that it needed new tires, but I was able to get a couple trips out of the tires that came with it, so I was excited about that. But it's definitely time for new tires, and there's a number of ways that I know. Number one is that this tire that just came off the cargo camper is starting to wear funny. So I'm getting patches of uneven wear on the tire, and that's probably due to maybe one of the steel belts inside the tire or something like that starting to go, and so the tire isn't perfectly round anymore, and so any bulging spot in the tire is going to wear a little bit more. Also, guys, this tire has aged out due to years. Now, normally it's not mileage that wears out a trailer tire, it's typically age. And the reason is because unlike your car that's being driven every single day to work, to pick the kids up from school, all that kind of stuff, trailers mostly sit and only roll when you are using the trailer, right? So that makes sense. But oftentimes trailers are parked outside, and so they're sitting right in direct sunlight, and the UV from the sun will damage the rubber on the tire. So the tire's best day is the day it rolls off the assembly line, gets pulled out of the mold at whatever tire manufacturer is making it, and then after that, you're on borrowed time. So every tire made since the year 2000 has a date code, and it's a 4-digit number, and the first two numbers are the week it's made, and the following two numbers are the year that it's made. So if I look on this tire, I can find the date code. There it is down here. So it says 2914. So 2914, that means it was made in the 29th week of the year 2014. Well, it's in the early number of weeks, is what, week 5 maybe of 2023. So this tire is, I'm going to do quick math in my head, eight and a half years old. So I'm sure someone in YouTube land can check me and see if I did my math right. But the bottom line is it's well over 5 years old, and I'm starting to see a little bit of dry rot and cracking in between the treads and stuff like that on these tires. So it is time for these tires to go. We're going to go put new tires on. I'm going to do them in shifts, so I'm going to run to the tire store twice. Luckily, it's right around the corner, so I've got 2 tires off the left side of the trailer. I'm going to swap out tires, and then we're going to go put the new tires on. What we're going to put on are Carlisle Radial HD tires. I love those tires. I'll show them to you in just a second. Okay, so through the magic of YouTube, the old tires were whisked away to the tire store, where they mounted and balanced my new Carlisle Radial Trail HD radial tires. Now, a couple things about this tire, guys, that is different than the ones I took off. So the ones that were on the trailer were load range C tires. These are load range D tires. So what that means is they can handle a little more weight than the old tires. Now, why would I want that? Well, let me tell you this. It isn't so that I can overload my trailer. Guys, I'm not here to offer you any kind of advice that you should take with anything other than a grain of salt. But one thing for sure that I know from thousands and thousands and thousands of miles pulling trailers is you should never overload your trailers. So all the parts of your trailer that are designed to haul the load that your trailer is rated for are designed for that rated load. Whether that's your frame, your springs, your axles, your hubs, your bearings, your wheels, your tires, they're all rated to work together to haul the capacity that your trailer is rated for. And so if you go above the rated weight, you're asking for trouble. So why did I get higher load range tires? Well, it's really, really simple. It's because that I believe that tires are always your weakest link when pulling a trailer. So here's what I mean by that. Unless you're driving through a salt bath, the frame of your trailer is probably going to be as strong 10 years from now as it is today. Same thing with your axle, same thing with your springs, Same thing with your hubs and your bearings, considering you maintain them. Now, you should definitely repack your bearings with grease or replace your bearings. You should check your hubs on a regular basis. But if you do that, there's no reason you shouldn't be using the same parts 10 years from now that you are today on your trailer to haul the load that you're hauling. But what you definitely won't be doing is using the same tires. At least I hope not, because you shouldn't go much more over 5 years on tires. And here's why I say that. Number one of the things that they do is they rub against a abrasive surface. We all know that because when tires roll down the road, they're rolling against asphalt or concrete or gravel or whatever your road is made of. And so this tire is designed to shed rubber as it goes down the road, and that's why you get tread wear, right? The other thing that's happening to this tire is when it sits outside, it's getting blasted by the UV rays of the sun, and that breaks down the rubber. So the rubber of this tire is the best it's ever going to be when it comes out of the mold at the factory. And every day after that, as it sits in the sun or it's parked outside or it's going down the road, it is losing tire life. So why not start with a tire that's a little bit beefier if you can? And that's one of the reasons why I really like these Carlisles, is that for a lot of sizes, you have a choice of a load range C or a load range D. I always go with the higher load range. It gives me a higher PSI, so these are rated for 65 PSI instead of 50. So I run the higher pressure. I really love the way they run down the road. They stay pretty cool. They shed water pretty well. They're not aggressive treads, guys, but my trailer barely ever sees anything more aggressive than a gravel road. And most of the time, 99% of the time, it's on concrete or asphalt. So I don't need an aggressive tread. I want something that's going to be very fuel efficient going down the road, not causing a lot of drag. The Carlisle Radial Trail HDs are the tire for me. Now, you might be saying out there, Kevin, I've heard that Goodyear makes the best trailer tire, or maybe you're a Maxxis fan. And guys, those are great tires too. The reason why I run Carlisle is Carlisle has a lot more size choices for me than some of those other brands. So, for instance, Maxxis doesn't make a load range D tire, at least last time I looked, or at least I couldn't get one, for this tire size. Goodyear doesn't make the tire size for my pontoon boat trailer at all. So Carlisle offers me the highest number of choices in the highest number of sizes, and I have put thousands and thousands and thousands of miles on these Carlisle radials. Now, why do I go radial instead of bias ply? Well, on a boat trailer, if I'm only traveling a few miles down the road, I don't mind a bias ply tire. They kind of bounce a little more. It's a little bit easier on the suspension. But if you're hauling long distances, and if you're pulling a travel trailer and you're going anywhere and you're on the highway for miles and miles and miles on end, you can't beat a radial. They just perform better. They hold up better. They last longer. There's just a better technology. You know, to have a steel belt in there that holds the tire together just seems to me to be a much better tire. Now, I'm not a tire technician, guys. I'm not a tire engineer. I'm sure there's a ton of videos on YouTube that you can check out on the difference between bias ply and radial tires and why you should pick one over the other. But I have always been a radial tire fan, and it has never failed me. Couple other tire tips before we go, guys. Number one, all tires have a speed rating. This tire is speed loaded for 81 miles per hour. Do not exceed the speed rating of your trailer tires, guys. Tires blow out, they get hot, they do all kinds of nasty things when you do things outside their specs. And guys, you don't want to shred the side of your trailer because your tire blows out because you're driving too fast. So if you want to drive faster pulling a trailer, I don't recommend it, but get a trailer tire with a higher speed load if you want to go faster. So again, always know the speed rating for your trailer tires and don't exceed that. Another thing is when you're having your tire mounted, when you're replacing your tires on your trailer, always have your tires mounted and balanced. Oftentimes they'll tell you at the shop, oh, you don't need it balanced, it's just going on a trailer, it's not a big deal, it's not like your car. Guys, when this thing is going down the road and it's going down the road out of balance, it's guaranteed to wear funny. And the more miles you put on a tire that's out of balance, the more it's going to wear, and the worse it's going to get, and the faster you're going to have to replace that tire. So always get them balanced. It doesn't cost you much extra, and it's peace of mind going down the road. You know that your tires are going to perform properly. Always, if you're going to leave before a big trip, you're going to want to check your tires to make sure that they're the proper inflation. Some guys run tire pressure monitoring systems in their vehicles. Those are great. I've been looking at one of those. Maybe I'll get one relatively soon. But I'm kind of old-fashioned, guys, so every time I leave, I pull out the air compressor, I check my pressures, I make sure everything's good. Also, I inspect my tires for nails or anything else that's sticking in it. I don't know what it is about trailer tires, but they seem to like to attract nails and other things, screws, whatever from the road. And so I always carry a patch kit. I like to carry an air compressor. I like to be able to treat my tires on the road. And also, guys, always make sure that your spare tire is inflated before you roll. And what I like to do is when I'm replacing my tires, I replace the spare too. I go ahead and just buy 5 tires, because that other tire that you've had under there, whether it's up under the trailer or whatever, has been sitting there for 5 years. It's probably just a good idea to go ahead and replace all 5 tires. That way you know that it's not too old, or when you're gonna need it, it's ready to go. Also, guys, before you leave on a trip, make sure you crawl under your trailer or wherever it is your spare tire is mounted and check the pressure of that spare tire, because I have been on trips before where I went to put the spare tire on my trailer and sure enough, it was flat, and I had to go find a place to fill up my flat tire, my flat spare, before I could get back on the road. So guys, these are just some tire tips from a guy who's done a whole lot of driving. I'm sure that you expert RVers and travel trailer pullers and boat trailer pullers and stuff like that, this is all stuff that you know. But as you know, my channel is geared towards helping moms and dads get their kids outside, camping, hiking, fishing, learn about nature, and develop a conservation ethic. We want to help you get you and your kids outside. And so one of the things that often occurs with families who want to get their kids outside is they're contemplating that first boat purchase or that first camper purchase or that kind of thing, and they're not used to trailers, they're not used to trailer tires and all that stuff. So really, guys, this video is for you. I hope it was useful for you. If you have any tire tips, drop some in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Or if you have any questions, we'd love that too. You can also connect with us on our other social media. We're at Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. Or you can connect with us at our website at kempoutside.com. Guys, if you like this video, hit the subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and that little bell icon that notifies you when we release new videos. We've got all kinds of stuff coming out. We typically do campground reviews, camping videos, fishing videos, how-to, gear reviews, all kinds of stuff. So if you like that kind of content, definitely hit subscribe and join us here. Guys, thanks for watching Camp Outside. It means the world to me. I hope you stay safe and happy on the road. I hope I see you out there and not on the side of the road taking care of a flat tire because you didn't take care of your trailer tires. Guys, have a good one. We'll see you next time.